guys, Retro Tech Ralph here. Right, it's Christmas. I wasn't going to do anything over the Christmas period. I was going to sit on my arse and just stuff myself with mince pies and drink beer. But I'm a bit bored. So I thought over the past, I don't know, year or so, I've done quite a lot of projects, but there's one that I was never 100% happy with when I did it. And it's the Gotek for the Amiga. Now, I made this, got the Gotek, it's the original case. I got it's kind of a copy of a floppy drive for an Amiga. The circuit board inside it, you can use it for a PC or for an Amiga. And squashing it all into here, I had to heat up the back, melted the parts there. It is quite compact, and it will, with the help of some glue sticks on the bottom, which I was never too happy with, they're not even straight anyway, would go at the back of the Amiga and plug directly in. So it's the right height for what I needed. However, it just looks a bit of a bloody arse. So I've decided just to rehome this. Now, you can get enclosures, get boxes, get anything you want. I could even do something as simple as using a plastic container and put it all inside that. It'll look kind of funky. You can see everything inside it. Upon Amanda says, well, I've got this box. However, put an Amiga, the Gotek for an Amiga, into a box, sealing it in, and it says Clinique on the top. I'm not quite sure I want to do that, but it's still an option. But as for enclosures, I actually bought this one off of Amazon. It's come today. And yeah, it looks kind of, it's right, the size wise, my problem with this was the cable that goes from here to there is showing, and then the Gotek is underneath it. In fact, I'll get the screwdriver on this and show you inside this, and I'll explain exactly what my problem is. Right, there's the top off, 3 screws holding everything in place, and then the lid comes off. It wasn't a bad attempt, but like I say, things need to be heated up, pushed into place so they would imprint exactly where they were, but I went a little bit overzealous on some bits and I just wasn't too happy. So this board here emulates a disk drive. Now all it does is your Amiga output. Well, you go take it coming from the memory card, which I've got in the box here, full of Amiga games, goes through the circuit tray out to where it should be connected to wherever on your board. If this was an internal Gotek, which isn't, this is my external, because I don't want to change the Amiga, its internal external appearance. There's ways of doing this. You can put this inside instead of the floppy. I didn't want to do that. That's why I got a switcher, a drive switcher inside, which is fine. I'm not having to go at anybody who wants to change the internals of their Amiga. I didn't. Everything I did on that Amiga is completely reversible without any problems. My Tower ST, on the other hand, got 2 big gaping holes in the side of it, but that means a new bottom case anyway, which I don't know. I might not do it with that, but that is just an emulator for a floppy drive. I could do this by having an outside floppy disk drive for an Amiga, which has already been made or been built, already got the cable on the back, which is what this would actually do, and this would replace just a floppy drive section for it. Very easy to do, but you know me, I don't like to do things easy. So get that out of there. Things were hot glued in, but as soon as the weather in here is absolutely perishing, it's kind of easy enough to come off. It says so. Done. Wasn't too much glue on there anyway. I had to scrape a little bit off on there either way. So that was the layout. I don't have to have it this way. This could quite easily, the wires could go around a different way. It could be out of the back. If I wanted to use this box, and I'm not going to, all I need is put holes for where the card goes and the buttons. I could even relocate the buttons, change them, put different types, put trigger switches on top of this box. As long as that's at the right height that I can just slide straight into the back of the Amiga, then fine. And you could see through it. That's how you can see through, and it looks funky. Yeah, but it would all fit in very well in its same configuration now. And you could see inside it. Apart from if it didn't say Clinique, I'd have considered that, because I'm not bothered about purple, pink, or whatever the colour is. but it's just that on top, and I think that's embossed into the plastic anyway, so there's no way I could take that off without actually damaging it. If I put any nail varnish remover or anything like that, it would destroy the finish on this, and it's already a bit scratched. So we'll use the enclosure. It's a little bigger, kind of a little taller, same width, because that's a square box, that's a rectangular, so it'll be almost like a disk drive anyway. So we'll get rid of the Clinique box. Oh, by the way, if anybody's got any from Clinique, like to send me some samples, whatever, just saying. Right, the box on this enclosure actually came with 4 long screws. They look way too long, but it is quite a deep box, and 4 feet. So I need to, once this is in place, and I want that connector for the Amiga to be on the same level. So if it's sat there and the Amiga's on the side, I want this to just plug into the back, done. I don't want any faffing. It doesn't have to be on that side, it can be on that side. It could even be on the back there, so I can plug it straight in. That's not a bad idea, that, Ralph. See, if the connector's there, kind of well there, and I don't use the feet, it will connect into the back of the Amiga, and then I can have the screen up top of here and the buttons. I'm gonna get my Amiga out. Now, one Amiga. So, it connects into the disk drive port, which is there. So if it went there, it would have to go inwards. So this is the problem with the Amiga. These are recessed and it's a pain in the bum to do it. If it went there, it's too thick. If it goes there, I'd have to indent it. So I have got the, where are they? They were the extenders, so I think I might be able to use one to actually extend this, so it would actually fit like that. But it would block off serial port, which I never use, left and right audio, which I do use. So there's more thought on this to be done than anything. So if I made it over on that side, there's a gap there already. See, this is the problem with it. It's an absolute pain in the bum to do this without having a cable. So then do I go to the extreme of just cabling up an extension cable, which you can't find for these ports for the Amiga? This is gonna be a fun Christmas. I'm gonna figure out how to do this. Maybe this wasn't a good idea after all. Right, so let me get on with seeing whether or not, because I don't need the Amiga, apart from knowing that now, which that could be there, plugged onto the back of it, or even there, or even there, would be okay. Could have done with a thinner box. Because that box should have slid underneath and been in and been underneath it. I bet you the Clinique box fits perfect. Oh no, that's fine. Section on its own does. So maybe it would have been better having a box that's a different size, different thickness. Perhaps maybe this isn't the box for me. Okay, some more thought into doing what I want to do. Okay, the box wouldn't work. I wasn't happy with the box I ordered. It was too much of a generic project box, which just didn't look right. So that's going back. I'm not bothered. It's gone. I can't go back to this because it's just... This is the whole point of this, is trying to get something that's better and looks better, to be honest. So what I've done is gone for a 3.5 inch enclosure for a hard drive. Now, I know it's bigger. Let's get this out. Let's have a look, see. It's clear. It's a lot bigger than the old housing. Actually comes with a power supply, a funky USB cable with 2 on the end of there, but this isn't a product review for this anyway. So the whole idea is to use something to put the stuff from this in. This is quite thin, this is quite thick. I've measured up. If I had a 2.5 inch enclosure, it would have been too thin. It would never have fitted anything in there. It would have been far too, once the cables are in, it'd just been too small. So this on top of the Amiga might not look too bad. That bit slides back. I've got an entire closure in here which has already got pre-drilled Hole there for the USB, which is going to make it a bit bigger. Hole one side for a button, another side for a button. Maybe I can relocate them on the board. Another button hole for the knob to turn things around with. That. So what I think I'm going to do is do this. And I don't think it's going to go too much out in place anyway on top of an Amiga, because Amigas are quite big anyway. So this will just look like it's got an external hard drive, well, external floppy drive on top, which is what a lot of people do. They take the old floppy drives, the externals, take out the drive itself, put a Gotek in as a Gotek, and it works perfectly fine. But you know me, I'm a bit awkward, and trying to get hold of one of those, either in a good condition, is one, is a nightmare, and two, they're too expensive. They're far too expensive. So we'll try this. Doesn't seem too difficult. Just seems okay that we can actually maybe to use it. Take out the gubbins on here, plastic part which is on there. Take that off. Mount the board, and away we go. And then we can see inside it as well, which might be quite funky. So I'm gonna have to rejig a little bit of the cable. So inside's gonna look like that. Maybe like that out of the back, and I can put an extra cable which comes off of this. I'm not interested in trying to make this plug directly into the back of the computer anymore. If I did, I could probably put it alongside, but it's a curve on the side which this would look awkward actually fitting on there. So I've got a little bit of work to do to faff with this to get it working perfectly, and also now fit. Oh, that one's off anyway. Figure out whereabouts that went to, and the screen as well. That's fine, I want them off anyway. But the screen I can mount possibly maybe on the top. It might look quite good, a bit of a kind of, I won't say industrial look, but kind of a look where you could see everything, the whole workings of this, which might be quite funky really. So we'll have a try at doing the clear enclosure from Orico. I could easily quite put a 3.5-inch SATA drive in there anyway. Power it up with the power cable on the front and yeah, but I don't want to. I'm doing this different. Just hope I've got a cable which goes from there to the Amiga. So then it will just look like a standard external floppy drive. So let me get on with some wiring, some cutting. I'm not going to show you this. I'm going to cut straight from now to everything inside, then we'll start testing and faffing around. So we've got a bit of work to do. So wish me luck, and I'll see you in the next, well, in the next cut. Won't be in the next part, because it's only a one-part video anyway. So let me get on with this and we'll see if we can get this finished. Okay, a short time later, well, you know what I mean. Done. It's actually done. And it's not absolutely perfect. It's a lot better than what it was. Still got the branding on the actual thing itself. I can't get rid of that. That's not an issue. I don't care. It's going to be quite easily shown. I've got what I actually had to do to make sure the holes were in the right place was cut off the front from the old Gotek. So I've got a hole. I don't really need that hole there anyway, but hole here, hole there for the LEDs, and there for the USB. Cut that off, put it over the front of this just to mark off where the holes are going to be for these two buttons. Buttons behind there, it's all stuck together with double-sided pads, so there's no real screws on here. Right, just to make you aware of, while I peel the last part off. Oops. It does slide open, so you can get access to it to change the jumpers around if you want to, if you want to reprogram it. Do anything you want with it. Now, it's a lot. I think this is a massive bet. It looks like an Orac from Blake 7. You can see straight through with all the wiring. Might put some feet on the bottom, I don't know. The rotary encoder's there. The display's in there. I've not put that in. Two reasons. One, I'm not sure whether or not to keep this or get another OLED display. I could even put the OLED display, stick it on the top, so I don't even need to put any holes in the top of here. Hole there, whoop-de-doo, I've got a hole. The other one perfectly fits over there anyway, and the two buttons are perfectly fine. USB fits in perfectly, doesn't push anything through, it just feels quite secure anyway. You can see the floppy drive to Amiga, what I bought from eBay quite a while ago. It does fit quite a lot better in here now anyway. There's more space in here. I could do all sorts with this. I could put some LED strips down the side, so whenever you plug this in, because there is power on here to this board, I can easily branch that off for some LEDs, just to light this up a little bit. So this is sat on top of the Amiga, doing absolutely nothing, wired in, because, yeah, we'll put a wire on there anyway. That's not a problem. I wanted this to be plugged directly into the Amiga. I could do with some of these, to be honest, but it's going to look stupid. We've got the right way around. It was just one of them little projects that I thought would have been a good idea, but just turned out to be okay, basically. I mean, I could plug that directly now into the back of the Amiga. That's not an issue, I could have it behind. But at the time being, I'm happy with that, and I'll decide at a later date what to do with that. Now, I'm deciding, yeah, I'll get the Amiga out and see if it looks any good on top of it or not. There we go. I don't think that looks bad. I think it looks pretty good, to be honest. I didn't want, like what I did with the Atari ST, which was change the drive. The drive works perfectly, the disk drive. I wanted to keep this as original as possible. That's why all the upgrades on this, on my Amiga 500, were easily reversible. The switcher underneath here, very easily reversible, not screwed into the case. This, let's have a look, see if this will fit into the back. That is the top case, just sliding backwards, not broken or anything. Don't worry about that. So that will fit in there. Technically, it's quite large and sticks out quite a lot. I could probably get away with just one of those. I think I could get away with none of those. Oh, I'd love it if I did. No. Basically, no. But what I want to do is get the wire, connection wire from there into there. You don't need specific Amiga one, you just need to make sure 2 of these pins are out, and then a little bit of jiggery pokery anyway. But yeah, I think that looks fine. I'm more happier with this than what I was with the black Gotek box, which would have fitted on the back. Yeah, and I've got, like I said, I've got more to do, decide what to do with the display, whether or not to do LED it, whether or not to do anything else. I could actually get this display and stick it somewhere. I just could stick it to the bottom because you can see straight through, so I've got no need at all to drill any more holes in this. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. That looks a hell of a lot better. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. So this is basically, oh, I cut my finger as well. It's basically just to help get an idea of, you don't have to get the Gotek inside and ruin your Amiga. You don't have to get a floppy drive and take out the floppy drive and put this in for the external and do the switching. You can, but there's other alternatives out there. Hopefully it gives you an idea of what, if you can do something else. And like I said, I'm really happy with this now. I can see everything. I've got so many ideas I could do with this. I could quite easily just, yeah. You could fill it with goo. You could fill it with lights. You could fill it with glitter. I don't know. Well, maybe not glitter, metallic. But you could do something really weirdly funky with this. Yeah. Job done. And this will work fine anyway. It worked before. Single wiring is what it was before, so I'm happy as anything with that. So it just looks... There's more space in this. I don't think I could have got away with it with the 2.5. If you want to try with the 2.5, be my guest. The 2.5-inch hard drive adapter, that's exactly the same as this. I didn't want to risk it not fitting and forking a fortune out for it not to actually fit. But it does fit with the 3.5. Any enclosures, not to get this one, get a closed in one. I wanted the clear one because I could see what I'm doing. And I quite like it. So anyway, with that in mind, thanks for watching. Just been a little quick Christmas video, I suppose, because I'm just tinkering around in the garage and just trying to find things to do. I'm going to go back and go and stuff my face full of turkey and mince pies. So I'll see you in another video. Merry Christmas, bye for now.